Alright, we're moving on to the road bikes now for 2009. We have a Litespeed Archon, and this bike is our top-of-the-line T1 level technology in the tubing. And what that means is you get the ultra high-end in the grade of the titanium. You get our 6.4. This top tube is actually a 6.4 grade titanium that allows us to do more tuning to the ride as far as the multi-shapes that you see in the top tube. It actually increases in diameter as it gets closer to the head tube for maximum head tube stiffness. We actually do some T1 level technology in the mitering, and where the tubing actually wraps around most of the way of the head tube. That's something that is proprietary to Litespeed that really maximizes the front end stiffness. As you can see, the down tube and the head tube are wrapping almost all the way around the head tube, whereas in the past most bikes are just welded onto the backs of these tubes, and so it really doesn't maximize the benefit of the stiffness that you can increase by doing this wrap technology. A lot of this technology in this tube alone has come from some work we did with JPL in Southern California, and so we've incorporated some of that technology in these miters and the way that we wrap it. Very, very stiff bike. This bike is our stiffest bike in the line as far as laterally. This top tube pretty much does not move, making the bike incredibly predictable in the corners. When you lay it in the corner, it goes exactly where you want it. We also offset the seat tube on the bike. It actually has moved forward a little bit, and where the seat tube is welded down here in the bottom bracket, we've also wrapped the seat tube underneath this down tube, where it's actually shaped coming in here. Underneath there, it wraps most of the way around the bottom bracket shell where this is welded to maximize your bottom bracket stiffness, combined with this 325 teardrop and biaxial shaped down tube to really maximize the stiffness in the bottom bracket. You can also see we have asymmetric chain stays in the back of the bike as well to help with the bottom bracket stiffness and the motion of the drivetrain pushing to the non-drive side. It's about a 2.45 pound frame, and it's available in this pearl kind of white color, and also this black tint color for 2009, and available in a wide range of custom or stock sizes and also custom. Each size of our bike is size specific, so the tube diameter and wall thicknesses and where the tapers begin and end are all adjusted to the average size rider that would ride that bike. So every bike has got a tube set for that rider. And that is the Archon. And then we jump over here to the Icon, and it's a T2 level bike, which is just one notch below as far as the budding processes, the amount of budding we do. We don't incorporate the 6.4 tube on this one, and it brings down the price by about $1,000. But what you get is still a very stiff bike. It actually is a little bit more compliant riding than the Archon with that really stiff top tube. It's got a little less compliancy comfort than the Icon, but it still incorporates some of the wrap technology. The Archon had that massive wrap and oversized 6.4 tube. This wraps a little bit more than a normal weld would, improving the stiffness. It also gets some of the offset seat tube to improve the bottom bracket stiffness. The down tubes on these bikes are very similar. The biggest difference really is just in that top tube. This does not have the 6.4 top tube of the Archon. It gets the same asymmetric chain stays from the Archon, and it's available in this blue or a white style of paint job. And what you see throughout our line is we trickle down the technology from some of the higher end bikes. From a T1 bike to a T2 bike, we trickle down some of the chainstay technology, some of the tubing technology, all the way down to our T3 level bikes like the Sienna level. Also get trickle down technology from these bikes with the asymmetric chainstays. And so you'll see that throughout our 2009 line.